Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is the 6th Harry Potter movie, based on the 6th Harry Potter book. Same cast, the premise, you know what the Harry Potter movies are at this point. But alright, the Half-Blood Prince, here's what happens. So basically, the war with Voldemort, it's not going very well. People have accepted that he's back after the incident in the Ministry at the end of Part 5, and now they're struggling to cope with everything. Things are getting darker, and in this one, Dumbledore is showing Harry a lot of Voldemort's past and trying to discover ways to defeat him. He also does this by luring an old professor of Voldemort named Professor Slughorn back to Hogwarts in hopes of getting a memory from him that can be used to defeat Voldemort, or at least find out ways to do so. And also along the way, we see the characters developing romantic relationships and such, and that kind of affects a lot of later points. And yeah, this movie, I might actually be my least favorite of the Harry Potter movies. I like it, don't get me wrong, I really like this movie. It's a good, great movie, I really like it. I'm not really sure I like it as much as some of the other ones. But regardless, let's get into the movie. First off, I like the plot. I really like the idea of exploring Voldemort's past. There's once this guy named Tom Riddle. He was at an orphanage. Dumbledore found him and brought him to Hogwarts. And, you know, later he kind of realized the things he was and everything he did from then got him to Voldemort. And yeah, I really like the way we see the past, so like through these memories. Through this thing called the Pensieve, which was in the 4th movie also, but we really see a lot of the Pensieve in this one. You know, basically they use old memories of people, and it's a way to see memories. And I like that a lot, like show, don't tell. Like, that's the way this does that. I really like the way we do that. And, you know, Slughorn is a pretty awesome character. I really like Professor Slughorn, and I really like a lot of other things that go on in this movie. Like, you know, something I didn't mention is Harry also, when he goes to potions class taught by Slughorn, he finds a textbook that says it's, quote, property of someone called the Half-Blood Prince. Harry doesn't know who this is, or no one really knows who this is. It's kind of just a nickname someone came up with. But he scribbled in the book a lot, and it really messed it up. But in ways, the things he scribbled on, sorry, it like gives advanced potion instructions that kind of make the potions better. Like, you know, for example, the normal textbook will say chop up the ingredients, but like the scribblings say crush it, and it turns out to make like a way better potion in the end. And, you know, it really makes Slughorn take nicely to Harry, thinking it's him when it's really the Half-Blood Prince's book and stuff. And, you know, he also finds this spell in the book called Sectum Sempra, which is basically, it says, for enemies. And, you know, he later realizes what it can do, and it's not very good. And, you know, people start realizing it's not good, and you should probably get rid of the book and stuff. I really like the aspect where he's, like, grasping with the book and stuff. It's really cool. I like that. I kind of feel like they could have done a little more with, you know, the Half-Blood Prince's book, because there are a few more things in the book that I don't feel they put in the movie, but I'm fine with that, you know, adaptation and stuff. And, you know, they took a few things out of this one. I don't remember that much being taken out, but I remember noticing it a little more than in 5, but not as much as 4. But, you know, another thing that's kind of you know, the elephant in the room, the romance stuff. It's way more than 4, and it's kind of a big part of the movie. Look, as I said before, I'm alright with romantic dialogue and romantic stuff, as long as it's alright. And thankfully, I think this movie does it pretty good. I just kind of feel like it could have been done a little better. I don't know. Harry kind of develops a relationship with Ron's younger sister, Ginny, which, you know, it kind of feels like you can see their relationship blooming. But, you know, Ginny's kind of dating someone else at the beginning of the book, and it kind of, you know, turns to the point where she likes Harry, and, you know, Harry kind of likes her. I kind of like that. I can definitely see they have good chemistry. You know, it's not Anakin and Padme. I truly, deeply love you. I hate sound. It's rough, coarse, irritating, gets everywhere. Not like you. It's not that. It's actually good. Like, you can actually see them, you know, talking, and actually, there's no terrible love dialogue. It works fine, you know. And also, there's this one scene which I really like where, like, Ron is on the Quidditch team now, and Harry makes believe that he put some kind of luck potion in Ron's drink before a game to give him confidence, when in reality he didn't, to do like some kind of reverse psychology for Ron. I really like that scene. That's actually one of my favorites and really clever. And, you know, it's kind of then that this girl, Lavender Brown, who's in the books a lot more before this one, but this was the only book where she really has an important role to the story, which, you know, all she does is kiss Ron, and, you know, it's pretty funny seeing Hermione, who's kind of realizing that she kind of likes Ron, you know, he's kind of upset about some stuff, and, you know, we also see that, because, you know, Ron and Hermione kind of have a thing going on. I really like that, and it's more so explored in Deathly Hallows stuff, but again, this one, I really like that, and, you know, again, the romantic dialogue, and romance in general, I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, putting a lot of it in there. Like, my biggest problem is that there's a little too much in there, and it feels kind of awkward at times. But, you know, for what it is, it's not bad, you know, there's much, much worse out there. I just kind of feels like, it feels out of place. I mean, I realize this is the point to put in the romance stuff, because there's really not another good place to do it in the other books. I kind of feel like this one is the best. But at the same time, it just kind of feels like it could have been done a little better. It just feels kind of awkward at times, like this one time where, like, Ron is in the hospital and, like, Lavender comes in and, like, Hermione's like, he doesn't care about you, and you just kiss him all the time or something like that. And, you know, all the teachers are watching in the background. It just feels so awkward. And, like, at the end of that scene, Dumbledore is like, what it would be like to be young and feel love or something like that. I don't know. It feels kind of awkward, but I don't hate it. I don't really hate it. Because I really like the good things in this movie. Like, I love seeing the backstory and the romance. It's okay, you know. And, you know, the action scenes with the Quidditch and all that, it's really cool. And, you know, Professor Slughorn and Harry, their back and forths are pretty cool, too. Like, Slughorn has this elite slug club group of students that he invites. And one of these kids is this arrogant little annoyance called Cormac McLagan. This guy's... I'm not that big a fan of him, but he's not Umbridge or Bellatrix Lestrange. You know, he kind of takes nicely to Hermione, kind of wants to like her. Like, he's kind of creepy, though. There's this one moment where he's like, your friend Granger, I'd like to get on a first-name basis with her. That's the only really bad kind of romantic line thing in the movie. But, you know, Hermione doesn't like him, and she gladly makes it known. It's pretty funny, though. I like that. You know, I don't like Cormac, but the scenes where he's in, you know, it's fun to, like, you know, laugh at him and such. And, you know, I also really like the interaction between Professor Snape and Draco Malfoy, because, you know, it's kind of the point where Snape realized, you know, he was once a Death Eater, and, you know, he kind of, you know, he has to help Malfoy, like, carry out a wish, because Malfoy's kind of been dragged into the Death Eaters because his father, Lucius, he's a Death Eater, and, you know, Harry kind of worries if they're making him into a Death Eater, and it's making him more than just this bully, annoying kid he runs into. Like, it's making him more of a deeper antagonist. And, you know, again, Deathly Hallows does it a little better because, you know, it's a little further on. But I like what they do with him here. You know, he has this pressure, he has a mission he has to carry out. And, you know, in the end, we don't know if he can do it or not. Because Snape made this unbreakable vow to help him if Draco should fail. And I really like that. You know, it's another thing where Snape gets in there. But ultimately, a lot of this movie also feels like it's just building up to Deathly Hallows, which it is, and you could argue that it's building up to the build-up of the final part of Deathly Hallows, because Deathly Hallows is 2 parts. But regardless, I do like this movie. You know, I don't like it as much as the other movies. I kind of feel this might be my least favorite, but it's still a good movie, don't get me wrong. I like this movie. It does a lot of things well. The action scenes, they could be better. There's not really a whole lot of action in this movie. There's like one scene, and that one scene is filled with a lot of weird shaky cam and odd angles and such. That one scene was kind of weird, but, you know, it's alright. I think the main reason I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, because, you know, again, it's a lot of building up and stuff. Not the biggest fan of all the romance stuff, but it works well for what it is. It just kind of feels like there's not enough in this movie, and they could have put a little more into it. But what they do have is good. I would buy this movie on Blu-ray, and I do really enjoy it. I would watch again. I just don't think it's as good as some of the other Harry Potter movies. But I really do like this movie still. Don't think I hate this movie. I don't hate this movie. It's good. The Half-Blood Prince book is one of my favorite books, actually. But yeah, it's a good movie, and I like it. Not as much as others, but I do like it. I'm going to give it an 87%. Decent movie. Pretty good. And, you know, it's building up to the last book. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, Half-Blood Prince, you know. We'll see. Whatever you think about it, it's your opinion. My opinion. I don't care. So yeah. On that note, adios, home slices. Sectum Sempra. Still trying to get this back scratched over some wand. Adios.